The following is rated F for fairness. Viewers' discretion is advised.
Welcome to the audio show.
So I see that another one of my setups have come to fruition because, of course, Dan has decided that he's going to pull up. Like I said before, he's been ranging around in the entire, Georgia scene, Atlanta scene. So he's now there. Let's jump into this. Let's go.
Oh, so this she got.
Hold on, hold on. What are you doing here?
Lauren, whose house is this?
What does that matter? What are you doing here? How did you even find me?
I seen you leaving Delicia's house and I just followed you. So
You followed me? You saw me leaving Delicia's house?
Yeah, finally. I haven't seen you over there in a while, and I just happened to come by and I seen you leave from over there.
Dan, listen. The last time that I saw you was enough for me to understand that I never want anything to do with you again. I need you to get out of here.
Listen, I know things got out of hand and I feel bad about it,
All right. So while I like the Dan character, I felt like they kind of fudged this story, okay? Because there's not much place for them to go with the Dan thing. It's looking like Lauren doesn't want Dan, but Dan is basically popping up around. And if that is the case, then I just don't know how to go with it. Like, I just don't know what else to say about it. Because in other words, then what is the conflict really? What is the conflict? So remember, there must be a conflict. There must be something that you're going against. There must be something the characters are fighting. What is Dan fighting? What else could he actually possibly fight? Because the implications right now is jail. The implication right now for Dan is jail time. The implication for Dan right now is jail time. So what exactly is Dan getting at is my question. But let's keep going.
You feel bad? You feel bad about putting your hands on me?
I didn't want to. I ain't trying to do that. You know that.
But you did. You did.
And that's why I want to apologize for that.
I don't need
that's
an
not
apology.
Even me.
I don't need an apology. I need you to get out of here.
Come on, let's just talk about it. Cause I know things was heated, So now that I have the opportunity to talk, I wanted to apologize.
I don't care about your apology. I just want you to leave from here. Nothing that I have going on and nothing of anything that has to do with me is ever going to concern you again, and that's all you need to know.
It was just a misunderstanding because Delicia was there. It was just a lot that was going on that day, and I think we.
That's not a misunderstanding, Dan. You call that a misunderstanding?
Lauren, I never done that before. I never put my hand on no one.
All right, and that's the problem that I had with it. That's why I said the scene didn't work as well as it should have worked, right? Because now, how do you battle the scene? Because him did kind of rough her up a little bit. I'm gonna be very honest, right? Me have to call a spade a spade. While I like the Dan character, it was a bit rough, and it could be construed as him being violent. The way him coming down and doing certain pieces, it could be construed as that. But I like the fun in the character, but they have taken the fun out based on that scene. That one scene has now basically, that is almost like there's nothing to do with him. How do you work the scene now? Now they can save it, but I just don't know how are they going to save it as yet. Because it can be saved. It's not like him punch her or any of those little pieces. He didn't really do that. But how do you save it? That's the question. How do you save it? Now, sure, everybody want Lauren to get her karma, but how do you save the Dan character? How do you make him still relevant and funny? That's the question.
That's not even me.
I don't know that because I don't know you. Any man that's willing to do that ever to a woman, I don't need to be a part of. I don't need to know.
You're not trying to get to know me.
Exactly. I'm glad that you understand. I'm not trying to get to know you at all.
But look, come on, man. We could fix this.
Dan, I will call the police. I don't care how many times you say you're not scared of the cops. I don't care. I will call the cops, stay away, and we will be good.
Lauren, let's just talk about it. I'm trying to be calm. I'm not trying to snap like I did because, like I said, I feel bad about what I did last time,
Okay.
For real.
Listen, I have a lot going on right now with my mom, with all kinds of stuff. I will call you later and...
All right, stop. Remember when we talk about scamming, gold digging, opportunist. Those are the scammer lines I'm talking about. Notice how she brings in these emergency situations. if you're going to use that somebody's a scammer, there must be some emergency they're using to try to gain something. So she basically is scamming Dan to leave here. So if you want to use the term scam, right? Because she's now using emergency situations as a reason why she's got to go. No, I guess she's doing that because she's saying for her safety, right? And that's why I say again, what they did with Dan the last time is not making it work and make sense this time. But I guess the only thing Dan could do is blow her up on the podcast. I guess he could do that.
And we can see if we can talk. Let's leave it there. I'll see if I
But
can.
but you still who house who place is this? You still never answer me.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't. What I have going on has nothing to do with you anymore. It doesn't matter. Okay,
So you really gonna do that? Like serious?
Dan, I will give you a call later and we can talk about it. All right? I'll call you later. We can talk. Please do not come back here. Nothing about whose house this is and whatever's going on over here concerns you. I will call you.
I mean,
later.
I thought you would at least let me know you moved and you got a place. You know,
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I will call you. I will call you later. Please leave. Do not make me call the cops. Goodbye.
All right, so she slams the door in Dan's face. Dan has to take it. And then Dan is now just left in the cold. Right? The only move they have now with Dan is to have Dan tell Wayne. That's the only move they have right now is Dan telling Wayne. That's the only move left. And then what do you do with Dan after that? Or does Dan be on the podcast? Because they will have to do something with the Dan character to erase the scene with him and Lauren. They're going to have to do something. They have to do a lot to overcome. This is what I was saying to you, friends, that when you do the abusive scenes, once you do it one time, it's now hard to write you in, to make you funny, to make you believable, to make you whatever, because you're no longer fun. Because you have hit a trigger point that people's brain will never ever forget. That's what it is. I.e., a man beating on a woman or roughing a woman up is never ever going to, you're never ever going to have no funniness into your thing again. But give me a take. What should Dan do now? Go to Wayne, like, share, comment, subscribe. Talk to y'all soon.